Hi, it's about 975 and welcome to part 3 of my night in Malanja. Most are definitely trying to defend the traders, and now I'm trying to fight off a courier which is just way too fast and way too strong for this little pirate ship, and I wasn't too afraid to admit it. So after jousting with him for a little while, after battling as I could, I did in the end just sort of message him and say, "You're just too fast and too small in that I'm not gonna be able to do anything. You can just range me and sit at distance and just pick me off. It's not a fight I'm gonna win. I have no chaff. I think he's got pulses on that or whatever it is, multi cannons or yeah. I was just getting whittled down, and very little I could do because, like I said, the shields on this are incredibly weak. Even with 4 pips camped on them, they're pretty darn weak. And yeah, so I was pretty much open to admitting defeat in this one. And the other reason was I needed to get back into Super Cruise because it's difficult to find the traders when the bodyguards keep interdicting me over and over again. So yeah, I had to get back into Super Cruise, give the bodyguard the slip, and just congratulate him on, yeah, that's a pretty good choice of ship against this pirate ship, I've got to say. But I did have plans. Now, that message was one of many you're going to see pop up on screen. I've tried to edit most of them out, but I was getting absolutely spammed with messages from this gentleman, who I shall proceed to attempt to pirate. So, it turns out the gentleman paying Mosa for bodyguard was Tommy. And yeah, so I set about trying to rob him immediately because, yeah, especially if he's having bodyguards protect him, I better get in there quick, steal as much cargo as possible and get back to my carrier. It's what this ship is designed to do is to rob them. Now with Tommy, I treat Tommy nowadays as just being someone who's not going to comply, but I did mistype, but it's supposed to say 10 tons of cargo, but you can see I missed. But yeah, Q tons of cargo. Anyway, but he should know by now how it scores, what the score on the door is, and how it works. But he doesn't tend to behave himself or respond to piracy. So I hit him with a grom bomb, and yeah. No response to the message, and just a sorry what. So that time's up, and we're trying to rob the cargo. The problem is, Tommy wants me to give more time to people to respond to piracy messages, but it's very difficult to give people time to respond to piracy messages. The main reason being, that's a cutter that can jump out and low wake on me at any point. So I can't possibly keep him in system to get the piracy done, and so I don't know why I'm bothering to tell him, because he knows exactly what I'm doing here, and he's been pirated many times before. He's chatted to me many times about piracy, and yeah, now I have to grab the cargo, and yeah, this is all perfectly good, fun bit of piracy. Now, there was something odd that happened, but I don't even know exactly what happened. But at some point, Tommy leaves the instance, but amazingly doesn't leave a wake. Normally, the wake shows no matter what the range is, but I noticed he'd left instance because as soon as he does, the limpets start looping around the cargo and not collecting it. So he's still there at the moment because I'm collecting the cargo fine, but at some point, yeah, it just starts looping and looping, and I look around and I can't find the wake, which is really odd because, like I say, normally at any range you can see the wake. So he may have disconnected or had a problem, but yeah, I didn't see his wake up, which is unusual, but as you'll see, we get the cargo glitch. I think now I start getting it. There's only a few tons left to go, yeah. So he's left instance, and yeah, this means I have to nudge the cargo back into existence, which is actually quite difficult to do because you can destroy it really easily. The bigger the pirate ship, the harder it is to do, It's one of the good things about using small, weak ships or pirate ships is you can ram the cargo back into life more easily. But yeah, as you can see, in terms of white rectangles, I've got this one last bit of cargo over here, and yeah, and then I look in contacts and I can't see a wake out. So that was a little bit of an oddity, but I don't know, maybe Tommy will let me know what happened to him out there. But yeah, I think this was nice solid 9 tons of gold, no issue there. So that's 19 tons so far for the night, so that's a good haul. That's an amazing haul for PvP piracy in a night already, and we're only just getting started. So yeah, hello, Tommy's telling me he needs the cargo. Well, so do I. I'm a pirate. Of course I need the cargo as well. I mean, I'm a pirate. You know, I pirate, therefore I yar. And soon enough I was back on Tommy's trail. I don't know what he'd lost the Ring of Shields doing, but we were back on his tail and swooping in. Now this time the bodyguards turned up and it was a real rough ride. But that's what makes piracy fun sometimes. You know, it's not always my own way. I'm, you know, in quite often very weak pirate ships, so sometimes, you know, it can be quite hairy to get piracy done while being shot at. And I gotta say, that little Viper 3 packs a punch. Small frag ships can be fairly nasty, especially when you're pretty stationary scooping. See, I already seen the bodyguard there. But we've got gold to scoop up, so this is going to be, you know, all I have to do is scoop 1 ton to be successful. So we're going to be successful. This is just going to be, can I get more than 1 ton? I don't know why Tommy's popping so many heat sinks, but it's definitely throwing me off. And as well as the bodyguard shooting me, Tommy's coming back round for a good old ram in that cutter. So this gets nasty very quickly. And I must admit, you know, as you can see, I'm taking an absolute kick in here. And yeah, so let's get in range. Fire those limpets off individually for the full speed version. And luckily for me, Tommy's staying in instance, so that means we've got no problem with the limpets not collected. But yeah, as you can see, I'm being rammed, everything's going off, so, you know, that's 2 tons on board. But let's call it 2 tons an hour, I think. But yeah, I forgot how quickly the buy bumps back up on this actually. But as you can see, 71% hull, no shields. It's yeah, not advantageous to stick around too much when you're in a weak pirate ship and someone's trying to ram you in a cutter, let alone all the frags incoming. But you know, 71% hull and 50% shields. Well, I could maybe get 1 more ton in. So yeah, I greedily went back in for 1 more ton. As you can see, I've now got Tommy spamming me with messages while I'm trying to concentrate on scooping 1 last ton of cargo, while a cutter tries to ram me and a Viper tries to shoot me with frags. I mean, it's all kicking off. And all throughout the night, Tommy was spamming me with messages, as you can see. I don't know how he thinks I'm going to respond to the messages while I'm trying to scoop up his cargo and escape. But luckily for me, he was far enough away from me that I was able to wake up pretty quickly, and it's not like the Viper's going to mass lock me. So that one, I think, is a bon voyage, my heart is. So perfectly executed from overseas, so that's another 3 tons added to the score. And I decided to switch pirate ships to come back for a little vengeance on the bodyguard. This is pretty mean of me because this is a 3 multi-cannon, 2 missile rack Mamba, and this thing can't win a fight against anything. It's basically a crest packet with an engine. It goes 652 meters per second if the cargo rack is empty. Of course, that's no good in a pirate ship that's always got loads of cargo in it, but it's my super fast lightweight Mamba that I built to see what the max speed of Mambas was. And yeah, it has a lightweight small multi-cannons, a large instead of a huge multi-cannon, and then 2 medium missile racks, but they're the double-engineered max capacity ones, so they're okay. So they got enough missiles for 1 fight, and yeah, there's not. It's a bit mean, but like there's nothing that Viper's going to be able to do against this. So my plan was disable the Viper and then try and get some alone time with Tommy again without the Viper on me. I'm not planning to kill him, because if I kill him, he instantly respawns at the station, which is bad for me. Now, the plan is to shoot his drives out. Then he's left with that dilemma: does he self-destruct to end up back at the station, or does he reboot and repair and fly back? Hopefully he reboots, repairs and flies back, which gives me alone time with Tommy. That's the plan. And yeah, episode 4 is coming up, and yeah, it's an interesting one. There's some assaults, some accusations, and it's a very, very odd. It was a very odd end to the evening, or at least end to my time in Melanja. I was chatting with the rest of the Dark Marauders. We were having fun. A couple of people just going off for a quick break, and yeah, I've got 20 wing missions done. I'm busy up to my eyeballs in piracy and combat, chatting away to the boys, having a whale of a time. And by the end of the 4th video, I've got a splitting headache, and yeah, honestly, I needed to take a break. Yeah, so it went from being amazing and an epic night to being a quite frustrating and annoying evening, which is probably a little bit my fault, because I did kind of overreact to something, but we'll see that in the last video. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. It so far has been a wonderful, wonderful night of piracy and fun. So GG to everyone.